Every week, I get the same set of questions. What aquarium is best for me? To us, you just need to answer one simple question. Do you want a hobby, or do you just want something with a lot of character in the house? If you're looking for a hobby, you're gonna wanna get into reef tanks or planted aquariums. These require lots of research, but they're incredibly fulfilling when done right. If you're looking for a nice piece in your house, you should consider doing a community freshwater tank or aggressive freshwater tank or a saltwater fish-only system. The reason for that is because these aquariums don't require as much maintenance, and it's easier to medicate them should something go wrong. Once you've decided from one of those 4 options, it's time to decide what aquarium you should go with. Once you've decided which option you wanted to go with, it's gonna come down to size, filtration model, and style. For a reef tank, I typically recommend you want to start in the 100-gallon or lower range. This is because it's somewhat manageable at that size for a beginner, but it also gives you the options to put some stuff into the aquarium. If you go with a reef tank in that 100-gallon to 50-gallon range, you're going to have more options, but it's still manageable. For maintenance on a reef tank, you're going to be looking at doing a 10% water change once a week. Usually on a tank like this, that's 5 to 10 gallons. You're also going to be looking at testing the water routinely, depending on what types of corals you're keeping. And you're also going to be feeding the fish daily. Now, you don't necessarily have to start with the bigger tank if you're limited on your budget. Red Sea's Max Nano series, the Cube, Peninsula, and the new model they just launched are all great all-in-one options. Pretty much all you have to do is add rock, sand, and salt water. Now, Red Sea isn't the only aquarium option we have on our floor. We also have Ultim Nature Systems, which has another type of option for you. So if you're gonna be doing a reef tank, I highly recommend you get an aquarium that has an overflow and sump system, or at least an all-in-one type aquarium. The reason for that is reef tanks require more equipment. That's why they are known to be a little more pricey. They need higher filtration mechanisms, they need high output lighting, they need high flow pumps. That's why it's very, very easy to do a reef tank when you have the hidden options. It keeps the tank looking more clean and sleek. Now, if you don't like the rimless look, or you don't like that style of cabinet, we also have Planet aquariums here. What Planet offers is a large variety of custom sized tanks. It's very easy to get a tank quote from them. We can get it shipped out to here from Texas very easily. This way, you're not getting some sort of cookie cutter aquarium. You can kind of piece it together how you want to do it. Now, there's nothing wrong with going with Ultim or Red Sea. They're fantastic products. But if you need something unique, tailored to your home, your living situation, this brand is probably the way to go. Now, if you're looking to do a fish-only system, I almost always recommend this style aquarium. The reason for that is because the price point is not as high. Usually it doesn't have to come standard with the Starfire glass. That's the ultra clear glass that people like to use on the reef tanks so that they can see the details in their corals. For a fish-only system, in our opinion, it's not that necessary. Now, on a fish-only system, you can use a tank that doesn't have an overflow, but in my experience, I like to have the overflow on there so that you can put things like a protein skimmer or possibly a biopellet reactor in the sump chamber. The other reason I like these tanks is it's easier to find lids for them. You can often get them straight from Planet Aquarium when we get the aquarium for you. A lot of the Red Sea or Ultim tanks, you need to go to companies like Kraken to have custom lids made for them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just an extra hassle and takes a little bit of extra time. Now, generally for a fish-only system, the filtration's gonna be the same as a reef tank. It's gonna be a protein skimmer. You can throw a refugium on there, any of that. It's just the demands aren't as high in a fish-only system, so you can get away with weaker equipment. Now, what we're looking at here is a high-tech planted aquarium setup. This is gonna be our new display in the store. This is from Ultim Nature Systems. This is their oak stand, and this is the 120U glass aquarium. On this system, we are pulling out all the tech on here. The only thing we're missing is our Atmos light. We ended up selling it a little early. We'll just get another one. But here we've got the Titan LEDs. These are a very high output light. We've got the CO2 can here. We've got the Delta 120. We've got the Chihiros Doctor, and we've got Ultim Nature Systems CO2 regulator. So all of this stuff looks very scary and high tech. That's why planted aquariums can sometimes be a hobby. Sometimes they can be something characteristic to your house. If you've seen a lot of our Instagram videos, we've set up some of the simplest planted aquariums. We've set up some very high-tech planted aquariums. At the end of the day, it's about how much research you're willing to put into the products. Now for freshwater, you can do something high-tech and high-end like this, or you can do something really simple like the other aquariums I'm about to show you. Now Planet Aquariums doesn't only do saltwater. This would be a standard aquarium from Planet Aquariums. And just so you know, if I haven't been clear, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, any aquarium can run any type of system. It's just about how easy it's going to be for you and what equipment and products are going to fit your lifestyle and the way that you work. So this tank setup we've got here would just run off a canister filter. You'd put substrate in there and then you'd put the fish and the water in. Very, very simple freshwater setup. Obviously you've got to cycle the tank and all that stuff, but the purpose of this video is what aquarium is good for you. And so if you're getting into a community tank or maybe an aggressive freshwater tank, this would be a great option for you. Now, Ultim Nature Systems also has their own style of all-in-ones with stands that are very, very high quality and are competitive with the Red Sea line. Now, I've showed you guys all the high-end options, some of the furniture-looking pieces that can go to your house. If you just need an aquarium for a little kid, you're not sure what to do yet, you'd want something cheap, Aquarium is the way to go. It's usually very affordable and very easy to set up. However, I'd only recommend doing freshwater community tanks in these smaller tanks. The reason for that is they have lower amounts of filtration and they're generally just not exactly the nicest aquarium on the market, but they're great to get into the hobby. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions on this. You can also stop into the store and ask any of our team members to help you out.